Hello everyone, welcome back to Speaks About, and this is my final sad video. The breakup I went through just over 4 years ago when I started this channel was a turning point in my life. I found myself for the first time being alone. As you'll know, if you've gone through any of my videos or been here from the beginning, I had myself homeless, stay in a hostel. Eventually I got a flat in an area I didn't want to live in, but to take it, I didn't have any choice. The way the system works, Scotland, Glasgow, they offer you a flat, you have to take it. If you don't, won't find you another one. So we did that, and I moved in here, and I've complained about it ever since. But I think the main thing, other than not liking the area, not feeling safe, the main thing that was the biggest thing I didn't like was that I had to look after myself now. And it was the first time in my entire life at 36, 30 that I encountered that, and I didn't like it. I'd never had to pay the bills myself, never had to content in my own company other than my gaming, writing, which of course I've all pretty much on. And even that isn't because I used to play game or my ex, the breakup that I went through. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed having that time together, sharing that with. And I also enjoyed the time when I gamed my own. Mostly because there was always hours in the day where I wasn't gaming or I wasn't on. And that was great. Even just the comfort of knowing there was someone in the other room when I was gaming brought me a lot of comfort. And I was comfortable, I guess, that I didn't have to worry about bills, I didn't have about debt, going out on my own, about transport on my own. I didn't have to worry about being on my own overnight, I had to worry about that silence that happens when you're not doing something, to the point where gradually it's got worse over the years, but it's got to the point where I can't have silence in the flat. I have to have something playing at all times, 24 hours a day. And that's just purely because as I've been on my own longer, the more scared I've got, the more paranoid I've got, the more I've detached from a lot of things. It's got to a really bad point where I don't go out now. I can't go out. When I do, if I go for long walks, something very bizarre has started to happen that I don't really want to go into detail. It's very gross and it's too much information. But let's just say my nerves get the better of me in a certain, and it's horrible being out when that occurs. And I've had it checked into, and it's something to do with IBS, or it's got a fancier name than that. But anyway, it's got to the point where, and all of you will know a lot of this, so I'm regurgitating a lot of stuff. But like I said, I want this to be the final video where I talk about this kind of thing. Going forward, if I do use this channel, I'm just going to use it to talk about, controversies with a movie or a casting choice, or if something good happens in my life, or, I want to stay away from a lot of negative things, so I want to use just to get all of this out. The rest of the videos are still on the channel, and if anyone wants to know anything sad about me, they can just watch all of them. Use this as So over the years, a lot of the anxiety that I had, even when I was in my big relationship, the broke up year, have got worse. I've always been a rather anxious person, which is why even when I was in that relationship, if I would go out and about, into town, go to the cinema, go to a social gathering, anything like that, my partner was always with. And then when that was taken away from me, I started to realise how difficult it is for me to do any of that on my own. So I haven't been into town now for, it must be years at this point now, because I can't even remember. I haven't been on public transport for 2 years, I think it is now. Yeah, it was, yes, because I used to take the train, my rehearsal shows. I would do that once a week. Something very bad happened and I had to stop doing that. So I had to take taxi everywhere and still do. So if I have to go anywhere now, I either have to get a lift, which is becoming kind of impossible, we'll get onto that in a minute, or I have to take taxis, which cost quite a bit of money. And money is something, it's a big thing I have struggled with over the last 4 years. As you all know, I'm a gamer, I have a gaming channel, so most of my money will go into that, even at the cost of my own welfare. So there's been instances, quite a lot of instances, unfortunately, where I've had to ask for money, or I've had to hint for money, or I've had to just hope someone would give me money just to get through the month. And when I first moved in here, it was okay. I didn't have to do that very often. But being on my own more and more, and also thinking that I need to play a lot more to get my gaming channel successful, I've had to buy more and more games to the point where, and I admit this, I am a video game addict. I admit it. It's not something I'm going to stop because I don't want to stop. It's one of the few addictions in the world that, yes, a lot of people will say it's harmful, especially when it comes to friendships and relationships, but it's just something it keeps me going alive. And people think, oh, you're exaggerating. No, that's true. It keeps me alive. Looking forward to a particular game will keep me going till that game comes out, and then I have to find something. It's the same with my writing and with my shows. And also when I'm doing a show, when you add that with the gaming, it requires a level of money that I just don't get. So I've struggled with that. I've struggled with my impulsiveness, with my I'll just get through today and then deal with it tomorrow kind of mentality, which is something I've had for years. It's not something I'm apologising for, but at the same time it's I'm owning, and I admit that I am incredibly impulsive. I will buy things today knowing I have no money tomorrow, because I'm not thinking about having no money tomorrow. All I'm thinking about is getting through today and being happy today and being content today and having food today, not tomorrow. And it's got me into a lot of trouble. It's got me a lot of, I wouldn't say arguments, because I try as much as possible to avoid arguments, but with my parents, in particular my dad, who has taken care of me since I was born financially, and I take an advantage of that in many, and I admit that, I own that, to the point where I feel I have driven not only him, but my mum, my sister. I've driven all of them away. Because I've not been the best behaved person, whether we want to blame that on anxiety, whether the depression, whether we want to blame it on a symptom of that, which was my drinking. When I would go to socials, I would have to drink because I can't feel relaxed. I'm also what you may call an attention seeker of some kind, so when I would go to social situations, I would try to talk about myself a lot, because it's where I felt most comfortable, was talking about, oh, I've written a new show, oh, I'm doing a new show. And if anyone didn't, what's the words I'm looking for? If anyone didn't, like if people weren't listening, or I thought they weren't listening, or I felt they weren't listening, or I didn't like what they were saying in response to that, it would just send me off the rails. Because I discovered this, I've been thinking about it more recently, but it is something that's always been there. I'm the type of person, for better, for worse, that I need people to be interested in what I'm doing, because I feel that what I'm doing is so out of the ordinary when it comes to I hate using the word typical, but your typical average person. Your average person will probably have a job, whether it's a job they do because they went to university for it, they went to college for it, or it's a job they've been in for quite some time, like my sister. I can't remember how long she's been in her job, but it's been a very long. When I did conventional work, I couldn't last more than 2 maybe, because it didn't fit with me. It would make me very anxious. It would make me very angry. It would, if I can't enjoy it and I'm not passionate about it, I can't do it. I've learned that about myself. Whether you want to call it fault, whether you want to say it's endearing, whether it's positive or negative, that's just the way I am. I have to be passionate about it. I have to love it. Not like it, I have to love it. Which is why I can sit and game for 24, 36 hours in a row, 48 hours in a row, and the only thing that's going to hold me back is obviously sleep, because I love it. It's the same with doing shows. I absolutely love it, but I have never, one, it's not successful yet, Same with my gaming channel. They're not at the point where I'm earning substantial income from them. And if anything, when I announce I'm doing a show, it always drives a wedge between me and the people that are closest to me, because I don't get the level of, that's great, or I'm proud of you, or that's terrific, can't wait to see that. You know, the way that you might say if a new film's coming out. So we'll just use the new Spider-Man for an example. People will talk online ad nauseum about, oh, they're doing this in the new Spider-Man. Oh, I can't wait to see how they do that. Or, I can't wait to see that. Or, look, the new trailer's out. Watch it right now. You know, that kind of level of excitement for something. I have always wanted that from what I do. And I've had the odd, maybe, that was good. Or, I have to, like, get the opinion out of someone. I have to keep asking questions, as opposed to someone just going, I just watched that was amazing, I'll be there day one, I'll buy I'll bring all my friends, we'll make a night, you know, that kind of level of excitement that you would maybe have for a film at the cinema, or a new show in the theatre, not one of mine, like a big, you know, like Grease is coming, or West Side Story's coming, or Miss Saigon, Les Mis, Bantam. All of that, I've been kind of fighting for people to talk that way about my stuff. And okay, it comes down to the very basic, well, maybe your stuff isn't good, maybe people don't like it, maybe that's just the way it is. And that is a horrible shame, because when I have faith in something, it very quickly dissolves because I don't know what it is. It's people's reactions will tell me if I've done a good job or not, or if it's worth. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I find it very difficult to get excited about what I think is a special thing that I'm doing. Even with the gaming channel, look, I've got this gaming channel. Look, I've done over 3,000 videos. Look, I think that video is very funny. Look, But people, as far as I'm aware, no one close to me watches my, when I say close to me, I mean friends and family. We'll get on to the kind of how that's difficult in a minute. But, you know, even when I first started it, I just don't get the level of excitement that I think someone like me needs. And maybe I don't deserve the excitement. Maybe that's the saddest part of it all. Maybe the reality is your partner didn't get excited because they didn't like it. They weren't into it. But the same partner would get excited about going to see certain movies or certain plays or certain musicals. So my head has a very difficult time understanding that. And in not understanding that, when I don't get the attention I want from it, I become more depressed, more anxious, more upset, more angry. It affects my entire state. So, in doing my shows, I have gained friends and then subsequently lost them, because maybe I've not delivered. For example, I had a cast on my last two big shows who I adored. I adored going to rehearsals. It got me on a train, it got me to go out there. I loved it. I loved casting for it. I loved doing the rehearsals. I'm not a great director, but I would have got better, I think. But I loved it. I loved having 15, 20, 25 people just doing this show. The problem is, the two shows I did with them were not successful, which meant they didn't get paid from it, which there was a lot of disagreements. Maybe I overpromised, underdelivered. And long story short, I lost all of those friends that I had. So I've had to go to the shows alone, and that's the word I want to focus on for this video, alone. Because that's what happened after the breakup. There's been points I've felt alone, but I've still had my friends, I've still had family around. But because of things like not behaving at social situations, I started to lose my sister. My sister got married and has a child now. Wonderful child, and they've got their own life, so that's, but I've started, I do feel that things like invitations to things stop because they probably think they won't behave. His depression, his anxiety, we can't invite him to that because he'll be XYZ, and that's, at first it really upset, and unfortunately it's got to a point now where I just expect it. Not to be invited to socials, not to be invited, not to mention I'm all the way out here a lot of people who don't live in Glasgow this, but I live in the East End. My family, my sister, they all live in the south side. Because I don't travel, because I don't use public transport, it means I have to be picked up or I have to take a taxi. And that probably plays into it as well. People don't want to probably go out of their way all the time just to see someone. I've tried as much as possible. I've said, I put invites in. I've said movie nights, stuff like that. Obviously, if someone doesn't want to do something, they're not going to. And maybe people are nice and they don't want to just say, no, I'd rather go to the cinema with this person than go with you. Or, after the last time you did this, I don't want you around X, Y, Z. So I'm taking the blame for it all. It's all somewhere, whether it's through my mental health issues, whether it's through my mishandling of money, whether it's through my priorities, as in my games, my channel, my shows, my writing, whether it's because of that, or just purely because of me as a person. Because I don't like myself as a person. I hate myself. I wish I was a better human being. I wish I was better with money. I wish I was more likeable. I used to consider myself likeable when I was at school. I thought I was very likeable. And a lot of that likeable, funny stuff has gone into the persona that I have for my YouTube channel. But of course, most people don't see that, apart from strangers and the channel for a while. It's sad. It's really sad. And it's very lonely. Even putting out videos and getting comments, it's still incredibly lonely because it's not enough yet, because I haven't been able to turn around and say to people like my dad, my sister, my mum, anyone else, oh look, I now make all my living from my YouTube channel. Look, this show made that amount of money. Oh look, it's all worth it. Instead, I think the main thing is I've not been good with money, so I've failed my dad. I've not been good at social situations. I'm not the most accessible person, as in to travel, to pick up, save that hassle. So I fully understand why my sister won't, especially theatre stuff. That's always been a big, I'm the theatre person. Why do I not get invited to stuff? And I'm not bitter about it. I do have a kind of jealous. I can't help it. But people have their own lives. People have their own friends. I have found myself at this age through my fault, where I've alienated my family. I alienated the friends I did have, very close friends. But maybe that's just the price of life. People move on. People have families, move country, move on with their life, and they still have more friends, so they don't need to focus on the ones they have the satisfaction of their job, or they're married, or they have kids, so they can focus on that. They don't have to focus on every little tiny thing like I do. But to me, the kids and the marriage, I guess that's become my YouTube channel. The invitations, well, I guess in myself. Social occasions, non-exit happen again. And I've managed to get through this whole video without talking about the fact that I have really tried to have a partner in my life and failed several times in the last 4. Failed bad, to the point that it's convinced me that someone like me, looking at past behaviour, shaping future behaviour, I'm never going to make anyone happy. So I need to stop trying. I don't think I'm ever going to get the compliments and the gratifications from people closest. I have to stop trying, or stop thinking. I'm never probably going to be good with money, so I just have to focus on getting by and continuing to game, because like shows keep, whether I'll do another show, I don't know if I have the strength to do another one, because it'll be a one-man thing, again, going back to, and that's what I feel, and that's what I think I'm going forward. And like I say, it's completely my fault. My mishandling of money, my needing to ask for money, has my dad especially, and he doesn't need that kind of stress, so I need to leave him alone. My sister has her own life, her own friends, so I need to stop being needy. I need to stop hoping for those invitations, all those movie nights that I felt to be like. And coincidentally, it was weird, it was when my ex, maybe they just liked seeing them around, and I think I've changed. Not changed, just think I've got so much work, because I'm terrified of everything. I'm terrified of recording this video, because in recording this video I have to have all the sound off, so even doing that is scary. I've tried the therapy, I still pay for therapy, it costs big, with the game. So I just have to, I think the theme is to just accept it. You want things to be the way they used to be? They're not going. You want to have a partner who will love you, who you can love? You're not going to have it. You've tried, you've failed. So stop trying. You want to make your parents proud of you? Well, you can't, because you've done 17, 18 shows maybe by this point. I think I've done several movies, books now, written books. If they were going to be proud, they would have been proud by now. And they may say that they are. I don't believe. And it's probably my fault because I'm not good enough. Not good enough, and that is why. So this video's gone on long. I don't want to make these sad videos. So plan going, I have to focus on what I can control. And what I can control is gaming for 24, 40, however many hours. Being content, living for today, looking forward to that next game, it keeps me going, keep writing. But what do all those things have in common? They're all things I can completely, and the only time I don't disappoint someone, I don't run down, I don't upset someone, I don't make someone angry, is when I don't with them. Because the second I start talking to someone, inevitably, I will let them down, I will disappoint them, I will make them angry, I will cheese them off, make promises I can't fulfill. They won't be able to know how to deal with me. So the lesson, and this is not a lesson for any of you, this is a lesson for me. The best thing I can just, don't try and win affection. Don't try and hint for invites, money, for anything. Don't hint, don't talk, don't check in, don't tell people things. I tell people things they may not understand, may miss I'm saying. So the best thing I can just complete, utterly, totally. And yes, I will be lonely. Yes, I'm not entirely sure I'm going, but at least that way I know what to, because I don't have to hope that the guy, this is not going to make any sense. I was trying to be all poetic. Basically what I'm saying is, if I just to myself, just do what I'm doing, I can't or not, I can't. So there'll be no more dating websites, there'll be no more trying. Everyone has moved on, I think. Everyone has their life, everyone has their struggles, everyone has their own problems. The gaming channel will continue, the shows will come back, and yes, that's it. The end of my last sad video. So if I do make any more videos on this channel, it'll be rants, something else, because you know all of it. I just wanted to put the fat coffin sad video. So take care everyone, look after your, see you all for your happiness, jealous person, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.